Welcome to the Bass Pro Shops Cup Series Season 4, Round 8 at Carbondale. This is basically a mini Pocono, so Garrett Jones should be pretty good here. Starting on the pole today is Kurt Kozlowski, and alongside him is Jack Richards. Starting third is John Dawson, and alongside him is Danny Wells. I think we just heard a Sasquatch. Starting fifth is going to be CJ Sorensen, alongside him is Carter Kozlowski. Seventh is Charles Jackson, and alongside him is the champion, Sean Galligan. Starting ninth is Ziggy Boehner. Running out the top 10, Kyle Smith in the Lucas Chevy. And here's the rest of the starting lineup. Jacob Lawler, Timmy Pacioli, Andrew Waltrip, Greg Jones, Austin Anderson, Evan Earnhardt, Sean Henley, Alex Filter, John Worry, Jacob Cook, Lewis Gordon, Julie Stewart, Courtney Simpson, Phil Jones, Michael Harvey, Dion Petty, Connor Breton, Stephen Dillon, Garrett Jones, Dylan Young, Alex Dawson, Mitch Speed, Andrew Schwartz, Joseph Bryant, Zach Buchanan, Chris Summers, Matthew McMurray, John Dillon, Gino Harvey, Justin Perry, Seth Cole, and Christian Janes. Alright, we have a co-commentator today, Nick Anderson. And as the cars are getting set, and we roll off at Carbondale. This is, I think it's a short track. I can't quite remember. It might be just over a mile, so either way, it's a pretty short track. Cars riding it through the apron. And this view offers a pretty good angle of this track. As the pace car dives on pit road, a very wide apron, a lot of racing room on the apron. As Kurt Kozlowski and Jack Richards side by side, here we go. Green flag waves, we're underway. Out of turn 2, Kurt Kozlowski holds his lead, but John Dawson, last week's winner, coming on the inside. Out of turn 4, Dawson leads the first lap, but Kurt challenged him at the line. Wasn't able to get there. Now CJ getting a run alongside of him again as we come through 3 and 4. And Dawson with outside momentum, he's going to lead this lap. Checking on the back of the pack, making sure the start was good on these guys. And it was okay. As now Charles Jackson is into second, trying to get the lead from CJ. Not quite able to catch him yet. As CJ leads another lap, and a battle for second is heating up. Ziggy Boehner, it looks like he's going to be able to get around Charles Jackson and his teammate coming in behind, Danny Wells. And got a battle for about 11th place between Carter Kozlowski and Kyle Smith. Kozlowski swings it outside, Smith runs inside, and Smith's going to get the advantage and actually is going to go after 12th position. That was a battle for 13th, but now Kyle Smith jumping in there trying to get 12th away, and he's going to take it. They seem to be slowing, I think. Oh, I see skid marks. Oh, Stephen Dillon with damage. Oh, man. Dylan Young, Seth Cole, Julie Stewart, Zach Buchanan, Stephen Dillon, Dion Petty. Oh, wow. Connor Breton flipping under caution, and Evan Earnhardt is sitting on his roof. What has happened to all these guys? We do not know. Let's get a replay.
Here we see what happened on that caution. Julie Stewart was leaning on Zach Buchanan, and they dived down to the inside.
And right here,
back up.
Oh, look at Buchanan go way up into the air, and Julie Stewart actually drove under him. Dylan Young got involved pretty badly there as well.
Here we see Seth Cole has gotten in an accident. He's got kind of pinched the number 1 car and slid right up into the wall.
Yep, Seth just pinched up into Dion Petty and wrecked himself. And now, what happened with Connor Breton? That is a good question, because here's Evan Earnhardt. Those two ended up going over on their roofs. And we're going to get this real time. We're going to watch this real time, and then we'll get some slow motion replays. Because I'm very interested to see what happened, because this happened under caution. So you'd think that they'd be slowing down, but some very bizarre things have happened under caution.
3 wide.
And oh, wow, the pace car pulled right in front of those guys. Evan pinched Breton, and they both went over.
Huge barrel roll.
Alright, you have the picture of an aerial view right here. Connor Breton and Evan Earnhardt leaning on each other. Evan puts Connor up into the wall here, and Schwartz actually kind of pinched Evan. And right in front of these guys, I think they might have actually clipped the pace car a little bit there, but Evan Earnhardt, Connor Breton both involved majorly, and Schwartz got involved, and Chris just snuck through there. Wow, they did a really good job of avoiding Andrew Schwartz, who could have gotten into that a lot worse, but wherever he crossed the line in is where he's going to restart. So he's going to restart 24th, but he might have to pit due to the damage. So did they wreck up here, though, is the question, because they seem to be log jamming here, but I don't think they did. Leaning on each other a little bit, but even if they did wreck, because the pace car just threads the needle there. So I believe who won it back? Not really sure. We might have pit stops. This is kind of a confusing caution. So let's get back to the green. It looks like Bain? No? Huh. This is confusing. Let's just get back to the green. Alright, we are back. We're going to go back green in about half a lap. Restarting on point is going to be Ziggy Bain, and alongside him, there's Julie Stewart, a lapped car, but right behind him, Danny Wells, 3rd, CJ Sorensen, 4th, Greg Jones, 5th, Jacob Lawler, 6th, Sean Henley, 7th, Charles Jackson, 8th, John Worry, 9th, John Dawson, running out of the top 10, Kurt Keselowski. How many cars are left in this race after that? Got 36 left. As we go back to the green flag, I'm going to keep the eyes on Julie Stewart. She's a lapped car and she's off the pace. She might mess some of these guys up back here.
Just got passed by about, I guess, around 10 cars and maybe 2 corners now.
Yeah, and all these guys log jamming behind trying to get around her. This could cause trouble here off this final corner, but it looks like she's going to be able to get out of the way for the most part, but she's holding up Kyle Smith and Austin Anderson and Galligan. These guys need to get going, but Julie Stewart is disabling them from doing that. And Julie Stewart, the lapped car, she is holding these guys up. She's holding up this entire freight train of cars. These guys are going to lose their patience. And they are not going to be able to keep their cool much longer. And whoa, Phil Jones, look out. And that was very close. And he drives in, almost wrecks Kyle Smith. Kyle Smith and Galligan have gotten clear of Julie Stewart. They're in the clear, but they really got held up.
So as we see kind of a 10-car breakaway pack, Julie Stewart didn't hold any of them up.
And they were pretty much able to clear her by about turn 1, but then, yeah, there's Julie. She has fallen well off the pace, good 10 miles an hour slower. And there's John Dillon going to the apron, making the pass there on Christian Janes. Looks like he's going to be able to complete that pass as we go back to the front. Actually, we're going to stay right here in about 10th position as we got a pretty good battle between Kurt Keselowski and John Dawson, and now Jack Richards and Kurt Keselowski. As long as Andrew Waltrip doesn't make this 3 wide, this should be some good racing. And Kurt edges him at the line. I remember early in the race, about lap 1 or 2 even, Kurt was able to lead a few laps, but after that crash, he might have got some damage or something, and he's been kind of fading since. And whoa, 3 wide. CJ and Henley gets turned into the inside wall, back in front of, I believe that was Charles Jackson, and into Jacob Cook. Nowhere for these guys to go. Mitch Speed piles in. All these guys freight training them on the inside. They're going to be okay, but that was a big hit. A bunch of cars involved, and let's see if they wreck under caution like they did last time. Actually, we're racing back to the line, and that's going to put us at maybe a 3-lap dash, 2-lap dash. That's going to be a pretty good finish. And, whoa, Jacob Lawler won it back, so I don't think we're going to have pit stops, but let's get some replays.
Okay, so here we'll see what happened on that crash. CJ tried to make it 3 wide, and it didn't work as Sean Henley cut him down into the wall, similar to what happened before, and up into the 17.
And Charles just got loose when he got hit, and then he slides up into Danny Wells. We're going to get an aerial view, and as you can see, all these guys just getting by just by inches, especially Justin Perry, John Dillon, some of those guys, they were really close to getting involved. And Mitch Speed and Jacob Cook had nowhere to go but plow into Henley, so. And I'm not exactly, oh yeah, Jacob Lawler, sorry. He won it back, so we'll probably have a pretty good little dash to the finish here, so let's get to that. Alright, we're getting ready for the restart, and leading them back down is going to be Jacob Lawler, Greg Jones, Ziggy Bain, John Worry, John Dawson, CJ Sorensen, Jack Richards, Kurt Kozlowski, Andrew Welchup, and Carter Kozlowski. Danny Wells is a lap down, but since it's under 10 to go, we're going to restart single file. Alright, we will restart with 3 laps to go, 23 out of 25 laps. And the green flag is out. Jacob Lawler got a pretty good restart. Him and Greg were pretty much even. Jacob seems to have a pretty good car. He made up about 5 positions there on that last green flag run. And, oh, we did have a lapped car. Danny Wells, if he stacks him up as bad as Julie Stewart did, that could cause trouble, but look out. Uh-oh, Matthew McMurray, and he gets clipped, but that was intense. And, oh, trouble! Kyle Smith gets turned further back. Oh, I think Phil dumped him. And, whoa, Julie Stewart just sneaks by. And Ziggy Bain drag race, that was for the win. That was very close. I think that was actually coming to the checkered anyways. Wow, that was a very close finish. Let's see that finish again and what happened to Kyle Smith.
Okay, here we'll see what happened to Kyle Smith. Yep, Dion Petty kind of finishes him up. So we see Phil Jones 3 wide. Gets a bump into the wall. Kyle Smith turns on the wall hard too.
Phil was able to drive away from that. He kind of got pinned up into the wall as well. Both of those guys are going to be pretty badly affected. And
2 races in a row, Kyle Smith has had problems. Not good for the point system.
Yeah. None of them were his fault, and it looks like he's going to have a bottom 30 finish for the 2nd straight week, which is not good. And actually, we thought that was coming to the checkered anyways. That was coming to take the white flag. And Ziggy Bain is going to go to victory lane for, I believe, maybe the 4th or 5th time in his career. He is the winningest driver in the Bass Pro Shops Cup Series. Greg Jones was trying to get it, and I think he was going to be able to tie Ziggy Bain if he would have won that. But congratulations to Ziggy Bain. Let's get to the results. Alright, here are the finishing results. We'll actually get this live on the right side of the screen. I believe that's coming to take the checkered. Yep, that was. Okay. So Ziggy Bain, that makes it official. Off to the right. Can't really see it, but alright. So winning the race is Ziggy Bain, 2nd Greg Jones, 3rd Jacob Lawler, 4th John Worry, and 5th was John Dawson. 17/100ths of a second is how much Bain beat Jones by, so that was a pretty close finish. Seems like the Jones boys get it done at these triangle tracks, but unfortunately Garrett Jones wasn't able to get as good of a run. 22nd. That's about where he's been running this season. Chris Sars has kind of been ranging from 15th to 25th throughout the season. Hasn't been the greatest for Season 2's champ. If you look on through, Stephen Dillon, I want to think that he finished last not too long ago, so that's not good for him in points. 2 cars were lapped down, Jacob Cook and Julie Stewart. And Julie Stewart was kind of the one that sent Galligan and Kyle Smith down into the position where they end up getting wrecked later.
Yep, Kyle Smith ended up with a 32nd place finish after that late crash.
Yep, him and Phil Jones were involved in that, and they actually finished on the lead lap, but the bad thing is, it doesn't matter if you finished on the lead lap or not, it's still a 32nd and 31st place finish, so that's not good for them. And back to the front, Ziggy Bain won it by an average speed of almost 108 miles an hour, so pretty slow paced, but we did have a caution or 2 in this race, so congratulations to Ziggy Bain, and here is the celebration screen.